What was that?
Yeah, that's all you get.
What?
Me?
We are confirmed live on Facebook.
Listen, if you haven't joined us for a pre-game show, well, you're gonna get a good one today.
Who, me?
Mostly filled with Who-me's and one word answers, mostly.
Huh?
What?
Yep.
Who? It's just too smooth. There's something wrong with it when it's just that smooth.
Me? Hey everybody, welcome to the pre-game podcast for sci-fi. If you've never joined us, well, this is not what you normally get. You usually get a lot of talking. So far, you got a lot of who-me's. And we're just getting ready to podcast, where this is how we warm up. We do our finger exercises. I don't know, whatever we do. I used to call them the kung fu moves, where you're like, how they
like we used to do fingerboard.
Hey, let me tell you, that was classic. I wish more people got to see that, because that was right there. That was like podcast gold.
Hey, listen, you don't remember just like what?
No.
Oh, I got you. The full moves. I was just doing the moves with my fingers, like when you're the dude.
He's doing hand symbols. There you go. There you go.
Before I go power.
Hey, hold on. You look like Doctor Strange a little bit there when you're opening.
Yeah, a little bit.
Time stone there. Yeah.
I had to learn that.
Oh
man.
My goodness. Hey, stop! You're gonna open up the eye.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, hey,
close it back.
You can open it. Just make sure the time's right. That's all.
Spider-Man is still the number one movie in the U.S. Does anybody know?
Yeah, still number 6 though.
Is it? It's number 6.
You just say still number 6. He asked
6 all time. 6 all time.
Oh, I was gonna say Moose goes.
Oh yeah.
He goes, is this still number one movie? He goes, yeah, still number 6.
Who, me?
We'll talk about a little bit of Spider-Man here shortly. I think somehow we'll tie it into Spider-Man
somewhere.
Yeah,
we need the clickbait.
I'm gonna tie something into Doctor Strange too. So there we go.
I have these. I have these buttons here. They do a number of things before we actually change the buttons. I'm gonna press them for you. Oh, that's the laugh track, of course. Yeah. Oh, that's the crowd cheering.
Oh, that's Game God. That's Game God's button.
That's a Game God sound. That's what that normally is. That's a Magic Mike sound. Yeah, I don't know.
That's the Moose sound.
And another Game God. Oh, I have 2 Game Gods here.
That was 2021. That's 2021.
Okay. Right. You have to get rid of that one. Yeah, that's the old one.
And then we have the intro. Welcome. Yes. All right. Yeah, there we go. Anyways, that's it. That's all you get.
If you missed us on the Super Bowl commercial, you can catch us on YouTube.
And now I flip the channels over here, though I have other stuff that I get ready to play. Anyway, I do have some show and tell, guys. Is it appropriate to do?
It is completely appropriate.
As long as it's your show and tell and not
my show and tell. Yeah, it's in my house. Yep.
Oh, you see this, Mike? You see this?
You see? Yeah, you saw what I did there. Who, me? How many of you ever played in the game like a Contest of Champions? It's on your.
It's been a long time. It's been a long time.
I want you to know, Moose was a beta tester for that game.
Yeah, I was a beta. I still have it, and occasionally I still load it up and play around with it. Anyway, I found some figures. They came out with these figures. I had no idea they were out from the Contest of Champions, or they have another one called Future.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Future. Keycord.
Future Power, Future Days. I don't know what it's called. Anyway, so I found these figures, and this one I actually opened up. This one they had the most of.
Okay,
and he was even on clearance sale. I loved it, so I had to pick. I picked them up.
Future Fight,
I was like,
by the way, Future
Fight. That's it.
How many did you pick up?
Let's see.
Of him? No, of the one on sale.
Oh no, just one.
Okay.
Just so I could open it up to see, because I wanted to feel it, and because a lot of them I don't necessarily open up.
Right.
And so then this led me to go, all right, do I want to open them up? Are they better outside the package than they are in? And by the way, the answer to that is yes, they are. They are better outside than the package. Because normally I don't open these things up,
Right.
Anyway, so this is one of them. This is Loki.
Oh,
Looks nothing like the Loki from the MCU, by the way.
no,
That's
it's
that's Earth 7.
Yeah, this is the Wish Loki, and but he is from the game. Anyway, but he is pretty cool though. He is pretty cool. After assembling him together and having him there.
oh, it doesn't assembly required. Is that how it came?
Hey, it's Wish version.
You have to put the staff in. You have to put a staff in his hand.
Okay.
And it looks pretty good. It looks pretty good. I thought the colors look good. It's like an ABS or some kind of. There might be some porcelain somewhere there, but mostly ABS. Plastic for those who don't know. So I thought that was kind of cool. Doesn't look like Loki from Loki, Marvel, or anything. It just looks like from Contest of Champions. That's what it looks like. So that leads me to the next one.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh,
so this one is this one also. Yeah, forget about the light.
Man,
See, this is Doctor Strange.
man, that looks great.
Yeah, very cool, very detailed. I love his pose. I love the colors. Everything looks so good. The cape looks good.
I like his gloves. You ever noticed that he's got speckled gloves?
Great. Yeah, it's so good. He's got his. Oh man, it looks so good. Anyway,
that one's yours, correct?
this one here, yeah, this one's fine.
I thought you
Go
got
ahead,
another
Mike.
one. The other one,
Mike.
I think you opened the other one, right? That you're gonna send to a friend or something like that.
Oh, of course, yeah. Let's try give it a good try. That's actually that is this is I picked this up. That one is for Game Guy. Game Guy said I want it, and so I said, okay, I'll get it for you. What's going on, Rob? Hey, yeah.
Hey,
Good to see you. Just doing a little bit of show and tell here before we get started.
Feels like it's an episode
Rob lives. He lives.
feels like an episode of Big Bang Theory where he switches out.
Hey, first of all, hey Mike, I got to speak on this one. You can't even talk to this one, Moose. That's the one right there. That's the one right there. Listen,
it's great. And I saw this and I'm like, oh yeah, I got to pick this up.
oh goodness,
this is great. He's big, he's huge. It's Thanos, and it is terrific. He's
minus the glove, right? It's Titan Thanos.
No, he has a glove.
No, he has the gauntlet.
Did I just say he has a glove? Look. You see the glove there? Look. See, can you see it inside there?
Yeah, I saw it in there.
Okay.
Yeah, there it is, right there. Yep.
Yes, there it is. Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yes.
Did you say he has the glove, Moose?
He has the glove.
Okay.
But is it the glove?
The guy has Gary Payton in his hand.
hey, 2 points if somebody can tell me what that reference is from.
All right, I'm not done. Don't worry.
But wait, there's more. If you act now.
If you act now, you'll. This one's still in the bag. It's still got.
What is that? What is that?
It's
Styrofoam?
Sounds like fire if you really listen.
Oh.
Yeah, small fire. All right, let's.
We all stopped and listened.
This is
see, I never even saw that one.
This one is Wolverine. Yeah, this is from Future Fight, a game that it's on your mobile device.
That's why he looked different.
Yes, that's why. And he looks amazing. He looks terrific. Looks just like Wolverine should look straight from the comic. I love the way he looks.
See now you did shoot a picture there, and the picture I felt like didn't make it look like he looked from the comics.
Don't worry. It looks terrific. So then I decided, okay, I saw something else. Now I'm at Target and I'm seeing these things. I'm like, okay, this is really
official
cool.
Sponsor of the podcast.
Hopefully, I can't wait to see their check. This is, but this one is from McFarlane Toys. And I like McFarlane Toys. I think they do some of the best toys out there, by the way. But this one, I'm not in love with it. It was just a cool deal because I found this one in a clearance piece. It was marked with a clearance, and so this is from the DC multiverse. This is a Bat Cycle. I don't know which multiverse. Let's see. It says Dark Knight's Death Metal motorcycle, I guess. But anyway, it came out to be $12. Take a look at this. So it's look at this. It's amazing. It is amazing. I thought it looked very cool. I love the way the detail, and as you know, Todd McFarlane, the McFarlane toys are very detailed. I was like, hey, you can't pass on $12. Give me a break.
No, not at all. Hey, listen, if you're gonna pass on it, just pass it along this way. I'll take it for you.
Right. Well, wait, there's more.
Oh, wait.
All right.
Exactly. Not only do we give you one, but we give you two.
If you act now. So this I also saw in the clearance section. This is a crazy. I felt like I found Christmas.
Most before. Oh
Look at
no!
this.
Oh,
Yeah.
Listen,
Transformer.
put me in the box. I'm done. Put me in the box.
I thought this was great. Yeah.
What?
It's like a 3.5 inch figure of Megatron.
Oh, nice.
Brand new. I think he was a total of $3.
Yeah, because that figure is like $10 full price. I think $10 something like that.
Exactly right. And so I was like, $3.
Can't
Can't beat that.
Oh.
It's
Hold on. I got more to show you before we start this.
I got a spot for him.
Don't worry. So take a look at this.
Yeah, you see that, Rob? You see that, Rob? Rob said that's awesome. Oh, look, he's taking it out from behind the black curtain.
Yeah, this is from behind the scenes. So, Lee, see what this is? This
no.
This is a sealed black saber that I picked up from.
Go ahead, Mike. Geek out, Mike. Come on.
Yes.
Yeah, and all truthfulness.
Wow.
This is going to Magic Mike.
Nice.
I found where they had them because as you know, I did a live broadcast from Galaxy's Edge, and
hey, you gonna open that up to show everybody? The crowd wants.
Yeah,
absolutely not. He's not. He already has a demo to show us. So
they had a restock, and so you had to get in the virtual queue to get into the.
That's the Dark Saber, isn't it?
Yes, the Dark Saber. Yeah.
Wow.
And so what I did was I got myself in the virtual queue, and that's the only way to get up there to handle the sabers or to purchase them, because it did have a limited supply. I was able to pick up a few. Did I say a few? Oh, let me show you.
Oh, come on.
Oh no.
So I haven't even opened these up yet, but here's another one. It's still wrapped in the one of them, and this one is which one it is. This is Princess Leia's saber.
Oh,
by the way, guys.
Really?
Yeah.
You're not going to show us.
It's going to take me too long to get it off. This is a completely impromptu show and tell. It's cool.
I'm okay with Princess Leia. She's people. She's people. I just want you to know she's people.
That's not the coolest thing because
here's a Darth Maul. I feel it.
So
he already has that. Yeah.
But this is
Baby Yoda.
This is a Maul lightsaber.
Oh.
It's the Shadow Collective. So this is the Shadow version. So when he came back after he had his legs, he got a new saber. And that's what this one is. And I'll try to open it up if you give me some playing.
Listen, I was joking when it was Darth Maul. How did I knew that? How did I guess that? How did I guess that? You know what? Because I guessed right, that should just come to daddy.
Oh,
because I guessed right. Because it's like the Price is Right. When you get when you get as close as you do, you get both showcases. That's what I just did. I hit it right on the money. Hey, I spun the wheel twice. I got $1. Right, when you get $1, we know what confetti comes down and
yeah, but it doesn't mean you won the showcase yet, though. You just get to the showcase from that.
Hey, that's okay. The lightsaber is the showcase for me.
Listen, here's what I want to tell you about this. Capital One still owns these lightsabers. So
I just got that one. What's in your wallet?
Proud,
but
sir. No.
I am gonna open this one because we have a little time to play with tonight.
Okay.
And
Rob's sitting in for the toy extravaganza.
Yeah, this is like Toy Con.
Yeah.
This was pretty.
Listen, now we're getting sued. Unbelievable.
I had not seen this particular saber at all. They were missing still quite a few sabers they did not have, which okay, whatever. So the ones I did see, I go, let me go ahead and see what I can do about getting this. So here we go. This is it here. This is the unveiling here. So
hey, we got you, Mike. We got you.
All right, hold on.
All right,
so take a look at this.
Oh, there we go.
This is a completely new redesign.
Look
at
that.
That looks awesome.
I don't know if it's a.
Don't hit the button. Don't hit the button. You might cut you.
Oh yeah. Yes. It's very cool. It's obviously heavy. It's got a lot of weight to it, but completely different than the other Darth Maul.
So,
That
so
looks
one,
great.
so one side,
Single.
so one
It's
side,
not a double.
yeah,
It's a
I was
single.
about to say that.
Yeah. But very cool.
So how is
very,
it not a
very
double and that long?
Cool. It's just a big saber,
Darth
you know.
Or is it that you can just take that bottom piece off and
No. This is the hill. This is it. This is
Darth
the whole
Maul.
thing.
What?
It's
I mean,
big.
yeah,
why
but
would you
Darth
expect
Maul
anything
had a longer hilt because he had a double saber. So that looks like it could be a double saber.
Listen, he lost it. He lost his stuff. Okay, you might be able to double blade it. I would imagine you could actually. But I'm not 100% sure about that. But nevertheless, that's the and it's very cool. I love it. They had very limited stock. So what is it?
Hey,
That's awesome, man.
It wasn't limited enough because you got everything you needed.
Hey, right? Well, just so you know, as I watched him while he was doing the live piece, and as he glances through, he goes right over the light. He goes, "Look what we got! They got lightsabers back in." He goes right over it, and I just for like a second, I go, "Oh, I saw the dark saber." I'm like, "I see it! I see it!"
Give me that.
Yes.
Is there a limit how many you buy? Can you buy like 2 of the same?
You can buy. It says limit 2 per person, 2 items. So I think it's 2 of the same.
Okay.
I think. So, but they didn't limit me on buying the 3. And for what it's worth, they made a pretty good penny off of that, I would imagine.
Yeah. Well, not only that, but I mean, you have enough in your group. You could have just handed one to somebody else.
Well, that was the other thing is that I knew that if I wanted to split it up, I go, oh well, you want one, you want one, oh you want another, and this one, and this one, and this one, and then I'd take all the lights.
That's it. And then the paper behind you, hey, I wouldn't have done it if he never said it.
That's right.
So that's awesome, man. That sounds like you hit
very cool. Yeah, it was a pretty cool thing. Pretty cool thing. And unfortunately,
all drinking. I'm out of drink.
I know. I have my Jason Momoa cup. I'm using that tonight.
I have my Velocicoaster cup from Universal.
Was that cool? Did you go on that?
Nope, I did not.
You didn't?
I didn't go on it because it was a 2-hour wait, man.
Ooh.
So
hold on.
Side story there. So I didn't go on it because it was a 2-hour wait, and I went to the Harry Potter ride on the other side of the park because I'm like, I want to do that first because I know it won't be a 2-hour wait. Guess what? It was a 2-hour wait too.
Of course, it was.
The what is it? The bank? What is it called?
Gringotts, yeah.
2 hours. It said 60 minutes. No, it wasn't. It was 2 hours.
Oh. Well, that's enough for show and tell.
Yeah,
let's get this party. Let's get this party started. You want this party started right?
Who, me?
Hey, I do want to start it quickly.
Right?
Get it on the left now.
Oh man, I love being a part of a podcast. Here we go. DC, the world needs heroes. I don't know if you guys saw this trailer. If not, you better watch it right now. Uncharted was released over the weekend. We got some Halo news, some rumor mill news. Oh, and yes, how about some Spider-Man's Kraven news? All that and more.
According to Wikipedia, a nerd is a person seen as overly intellectual, obsessive, introverted, or lacking social skills. Many so-called nerds are described as being shy, quirky, pedantic, and unattractive. We're here to prove Wikipedia right.
Oh, look who they let in.
This is Podcast for Sci-Fi, where all things sci-fi come to life. If it's fantasy, sci-fi, gaming, movies, interviews, we're talking about it. We're talking about it. This is Podcast for Sci-Fi, and here's your host, Moose, Game God, and Magic Mike.
Welcome to Podcast for Sci-Fi, where all things sci-fi come to life. That's right. I am your host, Moose, episode number 335, along with Game God and Magic Mike. We got a lot of fun stuff to talk about. A lot of odds and ends tonight. Where do we get started? Everybody, welcome on the Facebook Live and YouTube Live. Appreciate you joining us. I see Rob out there, and anybody else might drop into the there and start putting in comments. We love that stuff. I got to tell you, we thrive off of that. Game God, I always open up with you. tonight is no different. I shall open up with you again.
Welcome
would
to my
you go?
domain.
Where would you like this lead this party, this exploration, dear Dungeon Master? Go ahead.
So we're going to explore one of the most unexplorable situations we can do. It's called Uncharted. So,
Uncharted.
We're going to
That
go.
came out this weekend, right?
That did come out this weekend.
Yeah.
Was this weekend President's Day weekend?
It was
Yeah,
President's Day, so it was a 3-day weekend.
Yeah. So it came out this weekend, and so I know we're going to talk about box office money. We're going to talk about tomato scores.
Ooh.
Okay.
And just some of what the people are saying out there, right?
Oh, I love to hear it. Yes,
we
please tell me.
we got to give people a chance to look at it, right?
We said our piece. We're not going to be talking about any spoilers here. We're not even going to talk about it tonight. We're just going to talk about some numbers. So please fill me in. What do we go first?
So I'm going to let you know. I'm going to give you some content here. So this is a video game movie, and typically video game movies don't do well. Correct? It's a history of it.
Yeah, history. They tank. Yes.
So the highest grossing video game movie was Sonic the Hedgehog in 2018.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Right?
And there's a 2 coming out. So
yeah. So that was the highest grossing opening for a video game movie. Well,
okay.
The numbers came out for this, and I gotta tell you that Uncharted just took them out.
Really?
So I'm gonna let you guess the number first.
Okay, I want to guess. Tell me how much Sonic came in at. I don't remember.
I'm not going to tell you that. I'm not going to tell you that.
How do you make it? You make it sound so interesting. Oh, it just took out Sonic. Well, what was Sonic's numbers? How do we know if that's good or not? We don't even know.
Hashtag clickbait. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm going to guess 65 million.
Okay, well, that's nice. That's a good number.
That is
That's a good number.
That's a solid number. That's a solid number. What do you got, Mike?
The reaction, I'm off. Go ahead, Magic Mike.
I'm gonna say 52.
52. I like Mike's number. He looked it up. The 3-day total, the 3-day box office, 44.2 million.
Okay.
Really?
Now
44.
Yes.
All right.
Let's unpack this here.
That's not a very good number for what it's worth.
Million. I think they paid Holland 44 million to be in this.
Probably
movie.
so. Well, and that's why when you bring up Sonic as if that's a big feat, we didn't know where to go with that because Sonic obviously must have done. They probably were under 20, I'm guessing, or around 20. It sounds like. But I would have expected more just because of Tom Holland.
Well,
I said it a couple of weeks ago. It just looks like Peter Parker to me, in that movie.
So here's the deal. It is. I was reading some comments. It doesn't have blood. It doesn't have. It doesn't.
We don't need that.
I get it. Right? It's devoid of anything that you find in an action movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
what do you mean by that?
So all the things that make a typical action movie, So there's, some people think you need language, right? Some people think you need relationships. Some people think you need blood. Some people think it doesn't have any of those things, right?
Okay.
Which is not necessarily a bad thing, right?
But it's PG-13.
Correct.
So what does it?
Correct.
You want to talk about all of the MCU movies? I mean, because it's the same thing.
Well,
so
not lately. Not lately. So to the point was we had asked the question, can Tom Holland be anything but Spider-Man at this point? Right. And if Tom Holland can't bring in more than 44 million in opening weekend, that's a problem, man.
I think you're the problem because you're expecting Uncharted to do a Doctor Strange or to do, Endgame, or that's what you're expecting. That's how you're talking. But it's Uncharted. It is a video game movie, and it's not something that we're used to seeing. And so you're comparing it to what? I mean, really?
All right,
Sonic. We're comparing it to Sonic.
Maybe you need more stuff here. Maybe you need more to work with here. I'm just giving you. Yes, I'm giving you some more. Let me give you some tomato meter scores to work with.
Right?
Okay. All right.
So I'm going to start with the audience score, right? Because that seems to be kind of like what we lean to, right? What the audience thinks.
Sure. Don't keep me waiting. Yes.
90%.
Okay.
All right.
There you go.
Right?
Wow, that's big.
90%. Tomato meter, 40%. So
really?
So why the discrepancy? Right? Let me give you some more content. right? In comparison to other video game movies, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat 52, the most recent Mortal Kombat, right? 52 on the tomato meter.
Uh-huh.
Tomb,
Oh, I like the accent.
Yeah, that was
thank
good.
you.
You do that again?
The 2018 Tomb Raider,
Who, me?
54, 54,
Yeah.
right? Sonic
Yeah.
had a 63, right? So I'm giving you movies,
Okay.
video game
Yeah.
movies.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about the company that Uncharted is keeping right now. So you
Okay.
have Angry Birds at 43, right?
Okay.
You have Prince of Persia, Sands of Time, 37. Resident Evil, 37. Another Resident Evil, 36. So this is the company that Uncharted is with. So is Uncharted equal to an Angry Birds or a Prince of Persia movie?
Well, see, now hold on, because I thought Prince of Persia was a pretty good movie. I enjoyed that.
So now we know we don't lead off with his review. So I'm just saying. So this is what. So is it because it's Tom Holland? We expect a Spider-Man, Doctor Strange-ish type of movie to be,
Yes.
and that's why the critics are being tough.
Yes.
Yeah. And listen, and this, I don't know about the critics. Sometimes they're way out there. Here's what I'm going to say, because we're critics ourselves.
Mhm.
The fact is that I think that it's not the critics. I think it's the audience who expects a type of performance, and I think they expect to get Peter Parker. That's what they expect, and
Yeah,
that's
but-
what they go in. That if they're going to see it, that's what they're going in to see.
But the audience gave it a 90. Do you know how
No,
many?
no. I'm just saying as far as the numbers.
Okay.
So if they go, I don't want to see Peter Parker in Uncharted. That's what they don't want to see that, so they're not going. The ones that have gone, the audience members said, "Oh, I like it." Now, what does that mean? They like Peter Parker, or they really liked Uncharted? That I don't know.
Well, that is an excellent question. I think that next week or the week after, when we decide to actually get deep into the Uncharted movie, maybe it's Mark Wahlberg that's the wrong person for the movie.
I was going to say maybe it was Marky Mark that kind of brought him down a little bit.
I mean, he didn't bring the Funky Bunch with him, so I don't know. So
maybe he brought every single member of the Funky Bunch, and that was probably
hey, this movie seemed a little funky.
It's $120 million budget for this particular movie, which doesn't seem like a whole lot.
Hey,
not.
are we gonna cover the opening ticket here?
I'm just saying. So I think they'll probably make worldwide. I think they'll probably make 120 back.
I think they will.
But is that what you want to make with Tom Holland? You want to break?
Of course not.
Of course not. That's what I mean, though, is that they'll come out ahead. How far ahead? I don't think it's gonna be that much.
$2 million ahead.
But again,
That's it.
I think that I think we're still looking at Spider-Man. That's just my opinion. I think Spider-Man is bringing more money in its 2-month reveal than Uncharted will in the entire time that it's out in the theater.
Well, and here's the other thing is Tom Holland has come out on record saying that he is taking a break. He's taking a break from acting.
Yeah. Well, we
So-
talked about that.
Yeah, but we went back and forth, right? You know, is that room? Yeah, maybe it's cryptic. But he's come out and said, now, is this what you want to kind of take your break after? I don't know.
think so.
I don't know if you want to do that. Take a break after Spider-Man? Absolutely.
Don't you want to hit while the iron is hot? Like, don't you want to? If you're Tom Holland, if I'm Tom Holland, let's just say it.
Okay. Hey, you look
I look
older.
Who, me?
Yeah.
I think I look. I think if it were me playing Tom Holland, playing Spider-Man, and I think that the getting is good, meaning that people are going to see my movie. People want to see me as Spider-Man. I think you hit a lot of movies. I think you hit the rom-coms. I think you do Uncharted. If that's your deal. I'm just saying, strike while the iron is hot. At least you have Spider-Man to back up, to fall back into. But according to some reports, he's not doing Spider-Man anymore. So if he's not doing Spider-Man anymore, you better continue to hit right now while your name is still relevant. Because as we know, with all things, your name will become irrelevant.
Yeah.
Short.
And maybe he doesn't care about that though. But
that might be true too. There's plenty of actors like that, right?
there are, yeah. I do agree. I say you write out Spider-Man the entire time. That would be my thing.
Listen, if all I'm known for is Spider-Man, I'm okay with that.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yep.
But that's exactly what I mean, is that if you say, Moose, we're gonna put you in Doctor Strange 2, and you're going to play the janitor for the role when they're in the hotel. And I'm thinking, all right, this is my one big chance. I'm going to be the best janitor ever.
Hey, move that mop, maybe move that mop.
Yeah, and the fact is that I will ride that janitor role all day. Like if that's my acting gig. If you said, oh no, you're going to be the guy that they surprise the taxi cab driver, that you have a surprise look on your face. I'm gonna do the Macaulay.
Hey, let's see that look. I want to see that look.
I'm gonna do the Macaulay Culkin all day. You're gonna remember this face forever. And I'm just saying, if that's what it is, you do it until people say, "Hey, I'm kind of done with your face."
Hey,
Yeah,
hey,
Moose is done with the
hey, we're gonna do the read. We're gonna do the read. Okay, sir. So this is the scene. Hey, this is the scene. Hey, we're coming in. We're gonna surprise you. We need your best surprise face. Let's see it.
No, not good. No, I'm not. You're not paying me.
Free. That's right. You don't give out that look for free.
And I would do Doctor Strange too.
It's watermarked
as well.
It's watermarked.
But that's the thing. So I mean, I guess if you think that, hey, I'm not in it for that, or I want something. I want to do more Hamlet. If that's your deal, then okay, do it. I guess you want to do Shakespeare and Hamlet, and you think that you're acquired actor. That reminds me of Patrick Stewart. A lot of these older actors.
Oh,
even going back to with Patrick Stewart and the other captain. What's the other captain's name? His name is Captain Kirk. What's his name? His real life. William Shatner. Sorry.
There you go. Wow, you almost lost about a third.
No, it's just too many names in my head. I couldn't spit it out fast enough.
These guys aren't.
Anyway,
these guys aren't real.
These guys, they were classically trained. Both of those two captains were classically trained. They're not above being a sci-fi actor. And I just think that, for what it's worth, they just stayed in and said, "Yep, I'll do it. Yep."
Well, at some point in their career, they both come back to that sci-fi piece at some point.
Yeah.
Well, it's no different than War Machine. What was his name? Terrence Howard, right? He was War Machine,
right?
And he says, I'm bigger than that. I'm not doing that."
Yes.
Hey, you can Don Chili, whatever his name is.
Beetle, yeah. Uh-huh.
He said, "I'll take that. I'll take another."
Next, right? I got you.
Yeah, and guess what? Now he's got toys, and he's got this, and he's got that, and he'll invite Terrence Howard over for dinner any day of the week. I owe this something. Come on.
Hey, can I show you something? Can you?
Oh, step in here. Take a look at this
crib.
Listen. I'd even have the first Iron Man redone, digitalized with me in his. Hey, you got this version? Have you got this version?
Hey, this is a cool version. You got to check this out.
This started my career right here. Oh, you're not in this one. You're not in this one.
Oh, so anyway, that's but I guess we'll talk about Uncharted here soon. Let's move on. Let's continue to talk about some rumors. How about that? There's some rumors out there. What have you heard in the rumor mill? You heard Kraven? No, that's not a rumor. That's real, that's right? Real. Kraven. They said they've cast the actual Kraven.
Yes,
Kraven the Hunter.
Kraven the Hunter. Now, when I came across this, right, I'm like, what? What did this happen? Right. So they casted Kraven the Hunter, and the guy that's playing him is Aaron Taylor Johnson. Right.
He was a Full House?
That's funny. You thought of that because I thought the same thing. I'm like, is he one of the twins?
Zach and Cody on deck with Zach and Cody.
Was he Nick Jr.? It's like and so wow. I looked him up, right? Hey, and so when I looked this guy up, right, he was in a couple movies, right? But more so, if you guys haven't seen him, please pull him up, right? Because he's 5'11", right?
Okay, that's respectable.
Yeah, listen,
nothing wrong with that.
Listen.
Think about all the actors and their.
I get it. Right, because this is going to lead to something else. So he was in Avengers: Age of Ultron, right?
Was he really?
Yes, he was. So yeah, go ahead, start looking it up. He was
I
in
will.
that. He was in that. And then a couple other movies that are not in our genre. So I'm not going to even. He was Petro
Yeah.
Maximoff.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, really?
Yep. In Age of
Oh.
Ultron. So now do you see his face?
Yeah.
Man.
So
Really?
yes.
Oh.
So he has.
What is this? Is this like Kraven issue 1? Oh, I mean, what is it?
Listen, this is Kraven Jr. I don't know what this is.
Oh,
This is which version?
you
But
guys are rough.
hey,
Wow.
so I saw this and immediately my mind went to, didn't we cover like the best Kraven actors that they can be out there?
Yeah, we
Hey.
did. 5'11". Yeah, compared to the guys that are 6'5".
Yeah.
6'7". Yeah.
I said, I'm like, there's something we're missing here. So again, listen, movie magic can make anyone look like anyone, right? I get that piece, right? But you want to try to make them look as natural as possible, right? So the news that came across wasn't that they casted him because he's been casted. That was the side news, right?
Right.
The news is that they cast Chameleon for Kraven the Hunter, the character Chameleon, which is Kraven's his half brother.
That's nice. I like the Chameleon as a character. I think it's a great character.
Yeah.
So
they cast him. So and the guy they casted for that is Fred Hetchinger. So I probably butchered his name 50 times over.
Yeah, I don't know.
So
I don't know who that is.
So but it's scary because we like to hear when they make a Marvel movie or something of that nature with actors that aren't as big names, right?
Yeah.
So because it allows the character to grow into that actor and the actor to grow into that character. Did they get too generic here?
Okay, so can I start? No, Magic Mike, you start first. Go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say I don't know enough about this other character to say if they've gone too generic because that's really kind of a loaded statement because if I haven't seen him in anything, I don't know. Generic or not generic, we just don't know until we see him on screen. I think Kraven's a bigger issue, of course, even though that's not necessarily new news. I'm not sure about the Chameleon. I'm not sure how that goes, but I have a bigger issue with Kraven himself, and so that's Moose. Please go on so I can bring that up later.
Yeah. Okay. So I guess the upside is exactly what Game God just kind of mentioned, and that is that there is no precedent set for Kraven already. We don't have the Hugh Jackman Kraven yet. We don't have the Patrick Stewart Professor X yet. Like for Kraven, like we don't have those roles in Steel. We don't have the Iron Man Kraven yet. Right. So or the Robert Downey Jr. So that's a good thing. So it could come off as being okay. He did a great job. He pulled it off. That's always a plus, and you don't have the litmus, the measuring stick for Kraven. We have our ideas. We've had our ideas for years from the other superheroes, so I guess it's not a bad thing. If they feel that he could do it, I'll have faith in it at this point. No different than I have faith in that Robert Pattinson is going to make the Batman.
It's true.
So
it's a good point.
Man,
here's where my issue goes into, and that is okay. Two things. One, it's by Sony. I have a problem with that.
That's a good point. Okay.
And second, we're having a movie of Kraven. I feel like we're going down the Venom road here because why won't we have a Spider-Man movie with Kraven in it? And that's what I want to see. I don't want to see just a Kraven movie by himself. That's me. That's what I'm saying. I love Kraven. Don't get me wrong. But I want to see him as the villain with a superhero. That's what I want to see. And I think we're missing out on the opportunity of that by bringing it the way it is.
Okay, so I'm a little blown back because I thought this was setting up, and still might be setting up for Spider-Man. So this is just about Kraven?
Yes, it's a spinoff.
This is the Morbius. What is the one you said? Venom.
Yeah. Venom.
Type of,
it's a spinoff.
Yes, exactly.
That's tough, man. That's tough.
Well,
I might be set up to fail.
Yeah, and that's what I was gonna say. I think that we don't know enough of. I say we know, but the casual fan doesn't know enough of Kraven for it to be set up for success. Now, listen, just to kind of throw some names out there, we've talked about Carl Urban being a Kraven, right? We've talked about Joe
Manganello.
Yeah,
Yep.
I can never say his name.
That one.
Right. Luke Evans, we've talked about as a Kraven. I mean, listen, we've even talked about
the country singer Luke Evans. Was that what you?
no. I don't even know who that is. Jason,
I don't either. It sounded like a name though.
I mean, Jason Momoa. We even fiddled at the fact that can a Jeffrey Dean Morgan pull off a Kraven, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So those were all names we've threw out the past. And this is the guy you go with? Like, so you guys bring up a great point. First of all, it's Sony. Second of all, this guy hasn't been introduced, right, into the Spider-Man MCU, Sonyverse, whatever you want to call it. Yep. And I think
if he had, then you might have a successful movie, a movie. If he has not, you're rolling too many dice at one time.
Hey, well, that's why I think Sony's trying to follow the Venom, and that's why it concerns me with that.
Good point.
Well, and here's the other thing, right? Can you imagine if they did a Daredevil movie and all of a sudden they just did a Bullseye, a spinoff?
Yeah. Or they do a Bullseye without the Daredevil movie.
Exactly. Yes. So that is a perfect analogy. Doing Bullseye before Daredevil, like that makes no sense. I'm going to do Kingpin and not really have a bad guy. He's the bad guy. We're this like what? You're only as good as your bad guy. You're the good guy's only as good as the bad guy. So if you have a bad guy, well, what's your opposition?
And look, we all agreed that Kraven is one of the most epic Spider-Man villains out there, right?
Absolutely.
Because of his hunting prowess, he can get past the spider sense. He eventually finds out who Spider-Man is, and tracks him down. Like Spider-Man has trouble with this guy, and this guy is not a superhuman, right? This guy is a marksman. Exactly right, man. If you can walk around with a lion's face, right, and the what do you call that? The mane of a lion, and call that, hey, I look good. Hey, you the man. No one's gonna
that's just it. Whoever it's gonna be, and we know it's gonna be. I'm just saying you gotta bring that piece. You really do.
That's what I have a problem with thinking that Quicksilver is going to be the same guy as Kraven. So anyway, that's really hard.
It's no different than if you look at the guy who's playing Adam Warlock, right? Will Poulter.
Yeah. Now we look. This guy, he filled out. He filled his shoes. So we haven't seen him yet in action. But from the looks of it, if you knew what you knew beforehand, you're like, there's no way. I mean, I was on the boat. I was like, there's no way. And then you see this guy now, and you're like, whoa, that guy went through some maturity. What did he eat? What has he been eating?
We can say that about a couple of them, though, right? Hugh Jackman would be one, because before he came into being Wolverine, he did a lot of he did some rom-coms. We can say that about Chris Evans, who played not Flash.
Fantastic Four, Johnny Storm.
Yes, fantastic. Thank you, Johnny Storm. He played Johnny Storm. I wouldn't have pictured him as Captain America from that character.
Not a chance. Yeah.
And so there's an opportunity here, but they got to make sure they bring it. But like I said, that's on the back burner for me, unfortunately, because of the other things that are standing out.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. I just thought it was interesting. I know how we feel about Kraven. I think that this is a character that can be.
Don't do him wrong. Don't do him wrong.
Yeah. Can you imagine if Thanos came out the way they did to Apocalypse?
Oh,
that's what I feel like they're gonna do to Kraven. I think they're gonna.
That's part of my issue. Thanos needs to have a movie. You're gonna give Kraven his own movie? Come on.
I agree. Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna give a guy a movie, give it to one of the big guys. Galactus.
Yes.
People are gonna see Galactus. Of course, they didn't go to see Eternals, which other thing.
We missed out on that one.
We were talking about video games earlier. Now we know that video game movies like Halo's coming through with its series, and there was a thing out there talking about Halo's going to be Master Chief's going to remove his helmet in the Halo series. Do we care?
Let me tell you,
you got to take that.
Yes, man, this is a mistake. This is a mistake.
So we do care. He should not remove.
I'll give my 2 cents in a minute.
Hey, so I'm gonna quote a phrase that we said back when Mandalorian was out.
Oh, okay. Well, now you just stole all of my thunder.
Everything. You took everything.
Okay, so I'll throw it back to you. But I think it's a mistake. The thing about Master Chief is the mystique that surrounds him, right? And
okay.
man, you take his helmet off, you humanize him. And I think that the thing about Master Chief, I know Moose, you've played many a nights, Master Chief. You've played many a nights of Halo multiplayer. You know the maps, you know the sticky grenades, you know the pistols. I know you know it, right? Not once did you think about, I wonder what he looks like under the helmet. Man,
Not
once.
You
know what you thought about? Hey, am I going to be green? Am I going to be blue? Am I going to be red? So that's what you thought about.
Blue versus
red,
right. Baby.
So when I heard, this isn't, guys, let's go on the record here. This isn't rumor, right? This is going to happen. It's going to happen in the show. And I think this is, as much as we praised the trailer and what it looked like, I will take everything back.
Wow.
I will this will go from being a top tier show, right? To saying I'll never watch it again.
Yeah.
Listen, I disagree 100% with that statement of saying it's a top tier show. Now it's not anymore, because you've already blown it for me and Moose, but you talked about Mando taking his helmet off. We've seen Boba Fett with his helmet off. I mean, the world's in chaos already, so who cares at this point? I mean, we've already seen everything we don't want to see, and
he takes his helmet off, he gets COVID.
I mean, it really doesn't matter at this point, because the skies already started to fall once we saw Mando take his helmet off. We knew at that point it's over.
Yeah. Listen, that's exactly my point. Mando takes his helmet off. Boba takes his helmet off. We already know the creed is don't take your helmet off. Don't take your helmet off. Don't take your helmet off. You know, Vader should have never taken his off. Just leave it mysterious. Just let it be. Let it be.
Do we not learn? I mean,
did it change? Did Mandalorian taking this helmet change anything about the Mandalorian show for you? Would you say anything different other than the praise that you've given it to this point?
Are we recording? Is this recording right now? Listen, did it take away from the longer piece, the bigger piece of it? No, because he put his helmet back on, right?
Yeah, but here's the thing. If they would have just alluded to him taking his helmet off, then that's different. But if that's what they're doing, I'm okay with it. But don't show it. Don't show me. I don't want to see the man behind the mask.
I agree, but it's not going to change the show for you. Is what I'm saying.
I think it does.
I just said it didn't change Mando for you.
But Mando was a brand new character, right? He wasn't a legend that Master Chief is. Master Chief's been around 20 years, right? For 20 years, this guy has been in major video games. He has been not once, right? His voice is epic. Right, just his voice alone, and we complained that it wasn't the same voice that they use in the video game. Right? Look at Rob Clark says it changes the show, man. It does. It makes Master Chief feel human, even though he may not be. Right? You put a face to Master Chief, you might as well never put his helmet back on.
Here's the thing. Why do you think that Snake Eyes, for probably a myriad of reasons, that movie failed? One is we don't need to know what he looks like under the mask. Because part of Snake Eyes' mystique was doesn't take off his mask. Like, you don't want to see what's under it. And part of the mystique has always been, it's really bad. You don't want to see it. Like, why can't we just have that? Why can't we just have, it just doesn't do it. Sorry.
I agree. Just so you know, I agree 100%. I'm just saying it's not going to change.
I'm just making an argument.
Yeah. I just don't think it's going to change it for us. I think you're going to enjoy the show the way that it is. That's all I'm saying. Because if he takes his helmet off and it shows Moose's face, Moose is all about it. He's like, "That's me."
Hey, run with it, baby. Run with it. Yeah. Hey, so we
sometimes it's okay to show your face. That's what he'd be saying right now.
Exactly right. But so we said that we complained about Cortana not being blue, right? Yeah. Not being who she is. We complained about Master Chief's voice, right? Yeah. But we're okay with him taking his helmet off? Come on.
The bigger deal is the voice. Come on. The bigger deal is the voice.
The bigger deal is the voice, but the bigger deal is the voice because you don't know his face.
That doesn't matter. The bigger deal is the voice. Whether you see his face or not, the bigger deal is the voice, because when you play the video game, that's what you heard. You didn't care about, like, you've already said it by saying you didn't care what he looked like.
But if he had a face but if he had a face in the video game, that would diminish the voice factor. The fact that he doesn't have a face in the video game, you only rely on his voice. Just like no different than you.
The fact that you care that Cortana is blue or not proves my point.
No, I do. It proves that I'm a fan about it. Like this, these
No,
are
I'm
the
not
details.
saying you're not a fan. I'm saying that doesn't matter because whether you're seeing it blue or not blue, it doesn't change the show for you.
Well, we're talking about Master Chief. Master Chief, they shouldn't show his face, right? They shouldn't show. I don't want to know that this guy is of a certain descent. I don't want to know if he's a machine or a human. I want to have that mistake that Master Chief is Master Chief, and that I want to know that if a grenade hits him, he doesn't die. Now that I see his face, he's like, oh, he's human. He might die. Now I'm scared that I might lose him. I don't want that.
Then you go, oh well, that guy he's just a human. I can't believe that didn't knock him back.
No, I get it absolutely.
Listen. More important than that. I want to continue to talk. You can bring this back up if you guys want, but I want to get in a couple of things because I wanted to mention it last week and the week before, and I haven't been able to do that yet. But then I mentioned the Wonder Twin powers. The Wonder Twins from DC.
Mhm.
They're talking about doing a movie with the Wonder Twins. Now, is this when we talk about whether people know who this is or not? And yeah, I know who the Wonder Twins are, but is it going to sell to an audience of going, oh, Wonder Twin powers activate shape of an ice bucket?
Really? When you say ice bucket, of course somebody's gonna watch it.
No, I'm saying, I know he did. I didn't take it. Form of a gorilla. Bring, and takes around and puts it. I'm just saying.
I don't know how to respond.
Is that gonna really ring true to people who want to see this?
You are absolutely correct. It is not going to ring true to people. And don't get me wrong, I enjoyed it then. I have no desire to see it now. And it's the live action, and so it's like, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
I guess the good thing is we don't have a basis of who we think the character should be. I guess that's the good thing about it, right?
Listen, we complained about Kraven.
That's another good thing. You're right. And that goes on to DC, other DC stuff. But keep going, Game God.
We complained about Kraven getting a spinoff and being concerned people are going to watch it. The Wonder Twins, man, listen, I would watch it just to hear Wonder Twin powers unite or, whatever they say.
Activate.
See, that's how important it is to me. My point was proven with just that line. Right?
Yes.
And if it's a live action, half the movie's going to be in CG because they're going to make it into something.
It will be exactly right. Which could be the downfall of it, by the way. But.
So, do I want to see a movie of just people changing into animals? I can watch Teen Titans and Beast Boy for that.
I just be an ice bucket.
And Rob brings up a point. It's HBO Max only. So, is this a way to get more people on there? Listen,
Of course.
I think at this point, they got Black Adam coming out, right? And there's a lot of hype behind that, and they're trying to bring the DC universe.
Well, that's the whole thing with this new, this new trailer of The World Needs Heroes. This kind of DC Heroes thing.
Yeah.
What was your opinion on that, Game God? You saw it.
Hey.
How did you like it or dislike it?
So I'll say this: if they never brought out Justice League, right, and they came out with these 4 trailers as one, right, I would say MCU's in trouble, right? Because I looked at it, I'm like, wow, these look good. Like, I'm like the Flash and the Aquaman, and they show Black Adam and they show the Batman. Like, I'm like, man, this is impressive. And the way they cut and edited that trailer together, I'm like, that's pretty good.
It did look pretty impressive. Magic.
Oh, it looked really good. But just to prove you wrong again, Game God, we forgot about it once the Doctor Strange trailer came out.
Well, that's true. That's true.
I'm just saying it was really good, but it never put MCU into any jeopardy because once that Doctor Strange trailer came out, you're like, MCU, DC. No. Who's this?
Now, does MCU does Marvel do this? Does Disney do this because they can, or because do they hold off and go, oh, we know what's coming? And so, because if they do that, that's genius.
Yeah.
Like I would, that's beyond me. And by the way, though, it did look really good.
Yeah.
And when you saw the individual characters, you're like, oh wow, I could actually buy him as Black Adam.
Yes.
Like, yeah, and then you see the Flash, you're like, oh yeah, that looks like a different Flash than what we saw in Justice League. And then you see the other Flash behind him, like it looks like you see Jesse, it looks like you see maybe Kid Flash, something like that. But yeah, it looks phenomenal. Aquaman looks great.
Yeah.
Well, you see Hawkman?
Hawkman looked
awesome. Yeah, that was incredible.
Yeah, the wings came out. I was like, what? Now I've seen that 50 times over at a con. Right? Don't get me wrong. I've seen somebody wings open up, But that was
Not
pretty
exactly
epic.
the same, but yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty epic. And then you had Dr. Fate, right? And so, when I'm looking at Dr. Fate coming out, and I'm like, and if Marvel comes out with Eternals and Shang-Chi, just as Rob said, Marvel has some making up to do. I agree.
Well,
Right?
I get the point, but we just saw, like I said, once we saw that Doctor Strange trailer, we forgot about the World Needs Heroes trailer for DC. Yeah. I'm just saying.
So I'm still hyped to see Batman. Right,
yes.
I'll probably go see Black Adam as well. I'll probably go see that in the movies too. It looks like it's shaping up to be good.
It looks like both those look phenomenal. And
how do you think Pierce Brosnan will do as a Dr. Fate?
Dr. Fate looks great.
I thought he did too, and the way he spoke.
I thought he did great. The way he spoke was spot on. I thought it was great.
It's the first time we're hearing, besides a video game, a Dr. Fate voice, right? Mm-hmm. And it's what I expect Dr. Fate to sound like. Yeah. Right. I expect him to sound like that. I expect the Black Adam, if it's the way I think it's going to be, I expect it to be that way. I'm pretty satisfied up until this point what DC has planned. Now,
so I'm not banging down the door to see Uncharted, but I definitely would do that to see some of these DC movies.
Ooh, do you see what Rob says of the Doctor Strange could be an epic fail? Might not meet fans' expectation, I should say. Yeah. I got to tell you, man. Maybe seeing after that trailer, I don't know how it can be an epic fail.
Yeah, it could be a huge letdown. I agree. Jean, by the way, Jean is in the chat room. I know she attended Florida, Pensacon in Florida, in Pensacola, Florida. She sent us a message. Anyway, good to see you, Jean. I'm glad you had a good time there. We'll talk about that probably next week. I'd like to get some thoughts on that and some cons coming up.
Going with expectations,
but yeah. Well, that's exactly right. Potentially it could be a huge letdown, but the way that Doctor Strange's first standalone movie is really kind of a wow. That was really good. That was really better than what I thought it was going to be. Having no expectation going into it, going. I don't know how this is going to be. Yeah. And then, small expectations to come in and going, wow, I like that. I'd like to watch that again. Mm-hmm. And then, like that is, Magic Mike said it once before, and I agree. He sees that on and he's like, you know what? Well, let's watch that. Let's finish watching Doctor Strange. It's on. It's halfway through the movie. Let's finish the rest. Like, that's okay. Like, I like that. And I think that it can still, obviously turn some heads coming off Spider-Man No Way Home, and then of course the regular Doctor Strange fans that like the first movie. I don't know. I don't think that they're in jeopardy there. I think they are in jeopardy with people that hadn't been known, like the Eternals, like Shang-Chi. Like I know who those people are. I wouldn't have put a movie together with them. That's just my opinion.
But if they survived those two movies, right? They made some money off those movies. If they survived those two movies, come on. Even if Doctor Strange isn't great, let's just say at best it's okay, right? It's still gonna make money.
It will, but I think it's I think you're at a different level. Doctor Strange can't just be okay.
No. That's two different conversations. We're saying that I get it. You can't have an okay Doctor Strange, right? But if it is okay, it still will make money, right? Because people are going to see it regardless, right? And that's, I guess, what I'm trying to say.
Rob, the part of the panel here says that it's got a possibility of beating Spider-Man No Way Home in its total revenue. Yeah. That's what those two other guys, these two guys right here, both of them say that. So I'm not certain that it may not beat Spider-Man No Way Home because Doctor Strange was in that. Yeah. So all of a sudden you're going, oh yeah, that's right, Doctor Strange. Yes. Oh, that's so cool. Oh no, let me see the second Doctor Strange.
Moose, I gotta put something out there. This goes to Rob, right? Because Rob is he's beating up Doctor Strange a little bit here, right? I know he's trying to be, devil's advocate here, but Rob, I know you are a X-Men fan, right? I know this, right? I know you're telling me if Doctor Strange comes out and they show Professor X, right? If they show Wolverine, right? Because there's a rumor that Wolverine's coming out in there, right?
I like where you're going.
You're telling me if they put the Illuminati panel on this movie, right? If you're telling me they are opening the multiverse to allow an opportunity to fix the wrongs and make them right, right? Yes. You're telling me this movie,
Fox made.
You're telling me this movie won't be able to live up to the hype. Come on, man.
Hey,
Come
listen,
on. Fantastic
God.
Four. Fantastic Four. Listen, if they can make Fantastic Four right, listen, Doctor Doom. I mean, think of the possibilities you have here.
Man, Game God, you give me goosebumps just hearing you talk about all these things. And I guess that's the point, is that now that you know Professor X is going to be in Doctor Strange at some point, some way, you know it. So you're going to go see to find out.
Even though Patrick Stewart said, that wasn't me.
Whatever.
Hey, this is our first day. What do you think this is? Yeah, I think Game God, you're right on the money. I'm telling you right now, if they introduce what we talked about two podcasts ago, if they start bringing in the Illuminati and start introducing that would set off bigger than the Infinity Wars.
Well, and,
I'm just saying.
And here's the deal. You say if they're willing to show in a trailer, willing to show an epic guy like Professor X, right? And people go, oh, it's not him and this and that. And trailers can be, listen, they put his voice out there. If it's his voice or not, it's his voice, right?
It's Professor
It
X.
is his voice.
You can't take that back. It's his voice, right? And you see a glimpse of him, right? You see a glimpse of whatever it may be. You can't tell me that we're going to get 10 seconds of him. And you also can't tell me that they don't have something much more epic ready to drop if they were willing to drop that.
Oh, there, without question. And just so you know, it's not only Professor X's voice, it's Picard's voice. So the current Picard. So it's current. It is right now. Correct. It's his voice. And for all of you Trek fans out there, you know who Picard. You know Picard's voice. You hear it, you're like, that's Picard. So
well, Gene said it. Gene said it. That was Picard's voice. Yep. Absolutely.
Absolutely. There's no question. As a matter of fact, that's just that was him. That's him. Don't deny it's him. You can deny all you want. Yeah. I get man.
I feel like we're arguing with Rob all night long. There's not too much to cram in because he did that. They did that with the Spider-Man. They had so much to cram in with Spider-Man. They did it perfectly.
Same thing. They did it, and they did it really, really good. So if they do this the same way that they did Spider-Man, and then one up it because, well, we're talking about 3 Spider-Man, and that's cool, and it brings back a lot of feelings and a lot of emotion. That's cool. But now you're telling me you're going to give me the Illuminati or the potentially pieces of Illuminati. Like if they introduce another character from the Illuminati in that movie, we don't need the full panel. We don't need.
We don't want the full panel. By the way, we don't want it just yet.
Can you imagine? Because I'm pretty sure Black Bolt won't be in it, right? So I don't care if he's in it or not, right? But hey,
you just need listen.
Superior Iron Man. Superior Iron Man. Come on, man. Yeah. Listen, I'm getting hyped just to get, and I know the movie's not.
Listen. By the way, Tom Cruise or not, doesn't matter to me. Doesn't matter who's behind the mask. Don't take the mask off. Yeah. Don't take the helmet off. Just leave it there. If they introduce that piece, people are just going to melt, and they'll want to see it again and again and again. And I'm telling you, that would be awesome.
Wait, hey, listen, on the rumor mill, there's rumors that Spider-Man 2099 is gonna pop up in this movie, right? There's the other rumor mill here, just to throw it out there. What do you think about Giancarlo Esposito as Mephisto? I can't even say Mephisto. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So there's
he can do it. He can do it. He's a good actor.
So
yeah. Gene and I are on the same page, by the way. She says in the chat room, we're mind melding right now. So
listen, Rob, I get it. I'm not 100% for Mardo in the Illuminati. Yeah. I get that piece, right? But we don't know that to be fact or fiction, right? Yeah. So, but what we do know is that if the Illuminati is announced, and if you have 1 or 2 people that you're like, they shouldn't be there, and the rest of them are, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but if you go back, but listen, Rob, from me to you, if you go back to the original, to the first Doctor Strange, and you take, the way that Mordo comes about, this is exactly what we wanted to see from his character, because we didn't see enough of it, first of all, and from the original, right? And that's okay. Now is an opportunity to go, okay, the evolution of Mordo, like that's what we want to see, and that's all I would want to see from it.
Well, but anyway. and then Rob goes that Toby's Spider wasn't because of Sam Raimi. Listen, at the end of the day, if it was somebody's favor, you lost a bet. We owe you some money. I don't care how they get in the movie, right? He was in the movie, right? At the end of the day, and we appreciated the fact that he was in the movie. Fan service or not, the movie came out good. The expectation is that Marvel movies going forward are going to be close to 3 hours, and I think they know that it's okay. People are okay with watching.
It's okay. People are willing to do it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So as a matter of fact, you're like, man, why is this movie shorter than 3 hours? So like it's getting to that point. We sat there for Endgame, watched it, a long movie, right? We sat there, Spider-Man, long movie. Nobody's complaining. As a matter of fact, when people are leaving, they're like, man, I wish there was more. I wish there was more. Right?
Yeah.
Hey, I wish they put an intermission, gave me another hour and a half.
Hey, put this movie on 2 discs. I need to see,
Flip the film over. Put it going backwards. Hey, but case in point, what I'm trying to say is that to dispel it's too much to cram in. You know what? If this was a conversation 3 years ago, I would agree with you. But I think Marvel's got the formula.
Well, Gene says that Giancarlo's panel was the best thing he had at Pensacon, by the way. That's actually what I want to talk to you about, Gene. But that's okay. We'll get to it again. Yeah, look.
You may get that, Rob.
I love to speculate. I love to think about some of the things to come. And our only hope is that they do it right. And speaking of doing it right, we're going to do it right again next week. Same bad time, same bad channel.
I was just leaving.
Nerd alert, nerd alert, nerd alert, nerd alert.
You've been listening to Podcast for Sci-Fi with Moose, Game God, and Magic Mike. Nerds have more fun. If it's anything sci-fi, we're talking about it. We had fun, and we hope you did too. We have to split, but we'll be back soon. In the meantime, hit us up at podcast4sci-fi.com. This is Podcast for Sci-Fi, where all things sci-fi come to life. Come to life.